Okay, we
Uh,
are
we
live. Just giving it a few seconds. All right, perfect. Cool. So, hello and welcome everyone. Today is November 21st, and we are doing the crypto pre-market prep, live prep with co-founders Rene and Andy for Zazook.App. So, without further ado, Rene, let's hear it. I mean, there's a lot of action, so I woke up to this. I woke up to a nice pop, and I haven't even found my
I've had it.
footing yet. But it's been amazing to hear.
I've been watching it all day.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I've seen the altcoins first dipping while Bitcoin was moving up,
Yes,
and that in the afternoon, our evening at least, they went up like crazy. And maybe that's also something we can see in the reports. You can see here this morning. Just before Bitcoin really went up, the gauges are all yeah, around 50 or above. Same with the with most of the sectors. And here you see that there's a little tick up in the 12-hour and in the 4-hour. The daily hasn't uh, been coming in yet. That's tomorrow morning. And this tick up hasn't been translated into. So from what I've seen, most of the bigger coins are moving up, like Ethereum, LTC,
larger
all of
cap.
those bigger coins. Yeah, the big caps, or how do you want to call it, are moving up. Uh, well, at least that was late afternoon, so it could be different right now. Well, Bitcoin itself is, of course, still in a positive trend, long and short term. And I wonder what the fear and greed index is going to do. That hasn't moved much, even made a dip.
Tomorrow it will.
Yeah. Well, that was, and as you can see in the morning, so yeah, this big move up hasn't been calculated in this yet. Bitcoin, yeah, what can I say? Bitcoin has moved up. Let me go to the 4-hour chart. I go to the 1 hour because these are levels we talked about. When this level would break, the move would go further up. And as we saw yesterday, that level basically broke. We had that move up, correction after that move, and it just went up further and further. The levels here that I drew in are a 4-hour break and a 4-hour hold level. And there's also a 1-hour hold level here that could hold the move up. So we'll just have to see what level is going to hold Bitcoin's move up, if at all. We just need to see what happens at these levels. If it bounces off these levels and make higher lows to and attack a break level on the top side, and if that happens, then there's a good chance of Bitcoin moving up further. Well, coins didn't. Well, I think almost all the coins are already in, Andy, or am I mistaken? Because we didn't have a lot of coins coming in this.
Well, this evening we had at 12 o'clock UTC, just an hour ago, we had Bell, BEL.
Let me have a Bell. Bell with one L, I guess.
One L. Yes, yes.
Ring my bell. I was. When did that came in?
just an hour ago on the 4 hour.
The 4 hour. Okay, so that already moved up quite a bit.
Yeah, we've
since-
already had, if you go into Zazook and to the 4 hour update channel, you'll see we've had a 6% profit already.
Is that in which one? Which channel, Andy?
That 4 hour update, say 4 hour.
The-
Oh, wait a minute.
in-
Sorry. Oh, no, it's DeFi. I think it's DeFi. Sorry, DeFi.
Okay. Well, here you can see that well, we added by mistake. Bitcoin is already 40% up after the tip.
Yes.
BTC
Yeah, it came in
in.
over 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
XLM 4 days. So yeah, pretty impressive results.
So if you go down to the DeFi, yeah, and the update channel, yeah, you go. And now go up to the updates. And now you see we have 2 alerts already from Bell.
Yeah, and then if you look at the chart, you can see it has pulled back since the tip came in. Let me just draw in a quick level for where you could have a look. This is a daily break level, so that needs to be broken. So you could wait and see what happens at this level, and if it corrects further, then there's a nice 4 hour level here where you again could see if the move gets hold up and bounces off that level. It's actually 2 levels here, one on the top, one on the.
Yeah, I think the $1 million
But all of
question
that
is
is explained in our videos.
the $1 million question is when do we think Bitcoin 100K party is happening? I think everybody and their moms quit work today. They're thinking the 100K party is going to happen.
Well, I'm not sure. 98 is you know, it's strange, but these 8 and 5 and 3 numbers, you know, like 500, 98,000, 95,000, 93,000. Those are levels that, for whatever reasons, find some resistance. But I think if it goes up to 100, it will just go through it, and a lot of people will then probably sell their coins. And I think, but
In
no
theory.
idea. We'll see.
Psychologically,
In theory,
it makes sense.
Well, at some point, and it might be over the next month, who knows, or a few weeks or whatever, there's going to be a kind of rotation out of Bitcoin when it gets to that top into the alts. But I'm not sure. Who knows when that's going to start? But it will, you know.
Yeah. So this is
waiting for that is not a good idea. If you like some alts, buying them whilst they're cheaper is probably a good bet, even if they dip a little bit before the rotation.
Yeah, I think you know, if you you look at the coins that you know something about, or you know, you dig something deeper, you look at the team, you look at the presence in social media, you look at coin and how do you say the lockup, how many people are basically holding most of the coins. If 80% is holding by the team, then that, you know, so all of these things you can go through and then, you know, look at the chart and see, well, yeah, it looks good, let's get in. And if it then drops 10, 15%, who cares, you know? The next year is gonna make some more millionaires, I think.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So have you guys took a look at any of the tips? Like, I know we talked about grass yesterday, and grass, my goodness, took off. Of course, I wasn't awake for it, so sucks to be me. But
well, I've got
you know what?
some things to show.
You called
when
something
Renee's done.
Yeah, you called something yesterday where you said that the big pump for BTC, you think it was going to happen today, and that's exactly what we got
Yeah,
today. Or yeah, I mean,
yeah.
you mentioned it yesterday, but it played out within this 24-hour period, which was pretty cool.
There was something in the air, wasn't there?
Yeah, what was that? You know, because
Yeah, yeah.
the first 12 hours, I'll tell you what, BTC faked out and did like a sort of a weird morning crash, and then in the afternoon North American session, it just picked up. It sort of put in a floor, and then from there it just started to go. And then I think I was in the middle of prepping for dinner, and I got your message, Andy, and you said it. Hey, I think we're at it was at 96K, and then it just broke, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my goodness. Well, that's fun times. You know, I
No,
just wish
definitely.
sometimes you wish you're in the right place at the right time. You know, sometimes you just got to be, because when the market puts its price action, like makes that move, you kind of have to be at the computer, be at your setup, and so that's the
Well,
beauty of
actually,
crypto.
the point is to kind of get in before that happens, right?
Yeah,
Because what you don't want to be doing is chasing, because you'll be second guessing yourself as when to get in. So it's the right time is when it's before it's gone, is to make your plays and say I've got commitment in this and this, and I believe this is what I'm going to go into. And again, spread your portfolio out. Don't just go all in on one crazy degen coin.
yeah. So what were you looking at?
Well, you know,
Oh,
I mean, this is Litecoin. Litecoin had a signal today, and the 4 hour, I believe. So it came in here about here. So this is the old hold level that got touched. Something in a smaller time frame, a hold level in a smaller time frame held it down, but it was in this region between the daily hold and the daily break. Then it went down, found some support at this level, and this has to be yellow. Got touched here once, got touched here again. Normally, you don't see that. Basically, when a whole level gets touched, it's invalidated. And then people ask me, well, why can it be touched 2 times? Well, this is now a break level, and that is what got touched after the whole level held the move up. So this whole level, this break level has been touched, and for the first time, by the way, and that meant a move up. Now it's going to maybe attack these levels here again, and I drew in some levels for when it is going to, if it is going to have a pullback, then these levels are levels where you can have a look if you can pick the
oh,
trade.
I think
And remember that if a 4 hour level gets hit, you go to the 1 minute, you have a look. Is it making higher lows? Here is a break level. Is it attacking that? Is it attacking the break level, or is it basically held down by a hold level? If it's held down by a hold level and not attacking the break level, that means that the move probably is going to further deteriorate. So you can basically see what's going on at those higher time frames by going to the lower time frames. And then you can say, okay, well, this breaks, I'm going to go in. As always, these things are not financial advice. You have to do your own research. But it's just a way of looking at the market and find trades. Andy, you said you had something. that
Sure,
you
yeah.
wanted to share with us?
Let me share my screen. A few things actually, and something I've never shared before.
Ooh.
Okay. So obviously I'll start on BTC. So let me know when you can see my screen,
Yeah,
Biz.
we're good.
So I need to clean this BTC chart out now because I think some of this is over.
We're never coming back.
So well, it may well, but before I start, just keep your eye on this. I'm UTC +7, so 2,300 hours. I'm going to refer to that later when Bitcoin had a 1.5% pullback, which actually benefited me when I woke up this morning. But anyway, there you go. It's just that's the starting point. The first thing I want to say is that this morning we were told in our exchanges channel that Floki had been added to Coinbase. And so I went to the chart and I put on where it had been added to Coinbase. And at that moment, after that, it went up 25%. So that had quite a big impact on Floki. Obviously, the 2,300 hours fall happened on Floki as well. These candles here. Bonk, I've been waiting. I miss Bonk, and I've been waiting for Bonk for such a long time to come down. And Bonk is a very massive cap. It's billions, I think now, isn't it? To say it's not been a very old coin. But this is where we had the pullback, the 2,300 pullback. So I woke up and I was up around 6 a.m., 5 actually about 5:15. So first coffee finished by the time I got going. And so I took this trade. I'd been waiting to trade Bonk for ages. So I took that, which was quite a low risk at that point. And at this point, of course, at 10 o'clock, is when Bitcoin started to make its move. And oddly enough, Rene mentioned it earlier, when Bitcoin first flew, many of the alts just bled quite a bit for the first, and then BTC had a small pullback here, and when it went again, the alts started going up. So it was quite good. Meme, another one. If you remember yesterday, I was wanting it to come down to this hold level. Because of the 2,300 hour candle where BTC fell, it went actually below that and was held up by this 15-minute. So I waited for it to go there, and then I didn't go for much. I just used a reasonable leverage and just took 3% on that. This coin, I was actually studying today the base meme coins because the Solana ones have been leading the way, right? But Brett is the kind of main base one. There are other ones. Degen is another one which I'm just sort of watching at the moment. Took a small trade in that as well today. Again, it bled down at the 2,300 candle, which was great for me when I woke up. And of course, SHIB, I finally did a bit of trading in that today. Again, didn't go for anything mad because I wasn't sure if Bitcoin was going to turn back at some point. So, but just all day, just been sort of reasonable trades. Grass that you mentioned, we were waiting for it to go back down here. This is what I put on yesterday. It did go down. Then, of course, 2,300. Woof! It really suffered when that fall happened. It fell down about nearly 16%. But it has recovered. It has recovered. The other one that came in today that Rene didn't mention was Lumia, and Lumia is it's like very new, right? But we used to have a coin in our server called, is it ONC or OCN? It was one of those. It might be OCN actually. OCN USDT. No, I forget what the name of the token was. Anyway, they rebranded to Lumia, and Lumia's a token that is about bringing real-world assets, RWAs, in a secure way.
ORN.
So that came in today, and they seem to be using the Polygon CDK, which is the Polygon Chain Development Kit, and then this other one called I don't know what I did to click away from that. The Avail one, which is a peer-to-peer way for securing stuff, transactions quicker and all kinds of things like that. And the reason I mentioned that, and the reason I kind of started looking into it, was if you go to our news channel, we got a thing that's saying 56 million, a whale that's put 56 million into Poll in 96 hours. So I was like, what? I wonder if that's related to that. So that was kind of interesting today. But, I think the market now that BTC has done its thing, and it's edging ever more towards that 100K, it's going to be, we're in a very interesting market now. So Biz,
What's that
go on,
ticker?
Biz.
The ticker, was it called ORN?
ORN, you might be right. Yeah, hang on a minute. ORN USDT. That's right. It was removed on the 16th of the 10th from, say, major exchanges. And then Lumia USDT came in on you can never get this in the right place, on the 19th. So they rebranded over that period of time into this new token. Oddly enough, when I went to it on Binance, they gave me a warning about trading it. So it might be worth having a look. I think because they said they've just changed contracts and things like that, right? They were just kind of giving you this kind of warning. So let me ask you a question, Biz. Something I've never shared is I have a management portal that I use for as the software engineer on this project. I've got various tools for monitoring things in the back end, which makes my life easier, as well as sort of looking at the database integrity and all of this kind of stuff, but also measuring the juicy tips, make sure that the data is correct and consistent. And yesterday you made reference to like a 93% get to 3% and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So what I've done is, rather than showing the management portal, I've grabbed an image of the elite channel stats, which is this is why it's not a pretty portal, because it's just for me. If I was going to make this public, I would make this a lot prettier. So we have 255 unique trading pairs, because this elite channel is if you've got an elite membership, you get all 400 trading pairs can come into this channel. So you get low caps, mid caps, high caps. You get everything, right? Not just top 40 by volume as a member. Not just the sectors, you get every coin. So there might be higher risk in some of them, but so there are 225 currently separate trading pairs as live juicy tips. You can see the profits we're getting, but the important part is this here, which you were referring to. 97.78% of that 225, and remember, the few that haven't gone up yet are the new ones that came in the last day, 1, 2, 3 days. 97.78 get to 3%, 96% have got to 5%, and 87.56 have got to 10% profit of all those 225 that have come in. So the stats on this are really, really impressive.
Yeah. So basically, and that's why I just look at it like, if you're trading leverage, it would make so much sense, because if you multiply that out, even if, let's just say, conservatively, you're just going to target the 3%, I think the most important thing is consistency, right? But also, like, it's very easy to say all these kind of things, but what really matters is that as a trader, to be disciplined in your approach, because we can go into here and say, yeah, you know what, we're going to target this 3%. And like, I personally trade 20x, but, and so very quickly, I mean, you can see those start to come in. So, But the problem is for myself anyways. I'm not speaking for anyone else. Some people are much more disciplined than I am. 40-50% doesn't mean much. I mean, yesterday, remember when we were charting grass and how many times I hit 40 or 50%? I'm like, no, I want 80% because I wanted to flex on the
I
chat.
kept telling you to get out. I kept telling you to get out. I was going, sell it, Biz, sell it.
Yo,
But also,
yeah.
but just a word of caution, by the way, Biz, and the reason we teach all of these hold and break levels, these two columns here, MBPC and MPC, stands for maximum pullback candle, maximum profit candle, right? So you can see that the maximum pullback candle happens in the first few candles. Sometimes they just don't look back; they go straight away. So they never go in they never do a pullback. They just shoot straight to profit, as you can see with quite a few of these. But some of these, like this was, and this is the day candle. So this was 6 days. It retraced back to if I ended up looking at this Doge trade that came in back in September. This went down to -13 before it then shot up to 266. So that's that'd be 280, right? If you counted that in as well. So yes, they do get there, but you do need to still do your prep, do your thesis, and put the hold and break levels on a chart to know when to get in.
Yeah. Well, just to be, totally clear on yesterday, I wasn't even upset at that because my goal was to flex and I thought 40-50% wasn't a strong enough flex, so I that's why I was going for 80%. But whether I hit it or not, it didn't really matter because that was my plan. But just to go to show is that if you got your chart patterns in place, if you understand what you're looking at, and you kind of have this juicy tip as a backup plan to sort of support your thesis, yeah, it works. Yeah, it works. And if you want to play it a little bit more conservative, yeah, you can definitely do it. So it just goes to show that there are possibilities, and I think the most important thing is like over the long term, how consistent you are, right? And being able to identify patterns, and then being able to identify so when you're going to enter your trade, and then being able to understand where you want to exit, and then being okay with the results afterwards. If you can handle all that stuff, like this is definitely the way a way that you can succeed doing it in Web3. So yeah, was there anything else you were looking at?
No, I think let's just wrap it up. I think
Cool.
Awesome. If I'd stayed in Brett now, I'd have been up 11% and using leverage, but there you go, I didn't. But no regrets, right?
No.
Take the profit, move on, is what I say. So no, that's it, people. Biz, you feel free to just go do your wrap up.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So yeah, no. Like I mentioned just before, like it's just finding ways to do it for yourself, and if you can do it over the long term, that's just the main thing. It's just building consistency. So, it's like what 5:30 a.m. from my time on the West Coast, and I woke up to a big pump. So I haven't even fully digest what just happened overnight. Because I think last night I really wanted to get back into the trade, because I knew the market was starting to move. I kind of missed it, but then I know there's going to be other opportunities with other coins. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move over to the general chat, voice chat, and if you want to come join us, you can just get the link for Discord. It's either on the Zazook.App Twitter handle. If you haven't followed it, follow it now because we're going to be pumping tips as we go along, and we'll be doing more pre-market prep type work every day. So so just connect with us. We'll be in the Discord. I'm going to be taking a look at the charts. We'll probably be seeing what's good, looking at some tips. And if you're not in and you want to get in, you can join the Discord, activate a free trial, take a look at for the tips yourself. And the other thing too is, let's just say you're a seasoned trader and you already see value in what we're doing. You can go ahead and access our website and purchase an NFT. Those early supporters will get an 80% discount, and that's locked in for its lifetime. So those are the benefits. And if you want to connect, join us in Discord. We're going to be doing this right now, and we'll do this again tomorrow. All right, guys, take care, and thank you everyone for watching and listening. Peace.
Happy trading, everyone.